Hey, and welcome to another video from Brad Tragic, and a special video today. The move to Tennessee is in full swing for Brad Tragic, so just let you know about that briefly. But here's a video, and I like to do these every once in a while, but I thought about things more and everything, and this is the idea I came up with. And as much as everybody hates, they don't want the Big Show to win the WWE title. They think it would be horrible. Ooh. I don't think it would be. And this is the way that I would book it until Survivor Series and possibly the ending of Survivor Series. I looked at the pay-per-view schedule because it's randomly changing now every year. So we got SummerSlam, and then there is Night of Champions, and then there is Hell in a Cell, and then there's Survivor Series. So, seeing what would happen if I booked it from here until Survivor Series and the ending of Survivor Series, what would happen, the aftermath from that. I would seriously have at SummerSlam. I don't want the Miz to lose their IC belt. I do want Kofi and them to lose the straps. I do want that to happen. I do want primetime players to walk out with the tag team belts because it's the best thing for business. Yes. Women's title should be on the line so that we can get the ball rolling on the Divas division. All titles should be on the line at SummerSlam just to get the ball rolling in all directions. U.S. belt, put it on the line, possibly at SummerSlam. I don't know if it's going to be on the line. I don't know if there's like a pre-show. I'm pretty sure it said like a pre-show. It's going to be against, I can't think of the guy's name. He's bald-headed and he's with Oksana. I can't think of his name right now. I think that's like on like a YouTube pre-show. They already announced it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something. I'm like, seriously? Why didn't you just put it on pay-per-view and put the tag team championship or something like on YouTube? It's like they're giving us like these. It's like either the IC belt or the US belt is going to be on the line, like on the YouTube pre-show, or you get a stupid match like Brodus Clay and a jobber. It's like, who wants to watch that? Like, give us a match to look forward to. Like they could have put the Miz and Rey Mysterio on it because really, who wants to see that? I don't know. Like Rey Mysterio coming back, he is like he's overweight now. He didn't even lose. He's like fat now. It's like, so what the hell is he gonna do? I'm not even like an Rey Mysterio fan anymore because like he's like out of shape now, and it looks like it's fat. I don't know if it's muscle. I doubt it's muscle. It looks like he was like bulging out, like he had a gut, like Triple H did when he came back that one time. Anyway, but here's what I would do, the world title wise. Whoever Sheamus faces, have him become victorious, whatever, blah blah blah. Sheamus walks out the world champion, goes into the Night of Champions. Night of Champions is notorious for being the place that, there's like all the titles are they're in like a fatal four-way or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what I remember right. And both of them usually have something like that, to where there's like at least four people in, the matches on each championship. Which is kind of a shame because they do that like every stipulated matchup. They're like, oh well, there are gonna be four guys, and it's like every stipulated pay-per-view. There's like 3 or 4 people fighting for the world title. So it's like doesn't even really mean anything anymore because you kind of it's not predictable that somebody might walk out with the world title. It is, and they try and make it seem like, but it never is. But at SummerSlam, I predict that I really do think Punk will walk out the champion. But this is what I would do. I would have the Big Show win the WWE title because it's time for a change. I love CM Punk. I love his character. I am not bored with him. I'm not bored with him at all. But the simple fact is that I just think it's going to be boring if he stays a champion for. Our fans now are not. they've been able to keep their attention with CM Punk lately. But I just don't think they can't do it for much longer. So go ahead, give the belt to drop the belt to the Big Show. And then, Night of Champions, have CM Punk, have John Cena, and then with Kofi and R-Truth dropping the tag belts, put R-Truth in there. I think Christian's gonna be out. I don't know. I'm getting confused about Christian. He's acting like he's injured, maybe he's not injured. I don't know. Put Kane in there. Some other people. Jericho possibly. Um, I can't. I don't know. I forget who's the Raw guys. Like they do the Super Show thing, and it doesn't make any sense because I don't know who's on what show and everything like that. But basically, I would have Night of Champions, go off, and without a hitch, Big Show still walks out the champion, and everybody is, shocked because of that and everything. But I would still make him the champion. He still walks out the champion, but the last guy in the ring, maybe be, CM Punk or something, and that would leave open to where they would still have that feud going with CM Punk, or possibly a John Cena. It would be basically John Cena, Punk, and Big Show at the very end, just like SummerSlam. And then Sheamus, I would have I would have Dolph be in a match, would be in another match with somebody else, like I don't even know who we'd be in a match with. Maybe possibly Jericho wouldn't be in the Night of Champions match for the WWE title, and they would have another match with Ziggler, and then have him cash in the briefcase after that match, and Sheamus lose the world title. Eventually Sheamus is going to have to lose that belt, and I kind of thought that Dolph would be the guy to lose it, but since John Cena didn't win it this year, that kind of solidifies that Ziggler's probably going to win the world title, and they're holding on to a moment that they're going to have Sheamus drop the belt. When is it going to be? I think sooner than later, because Sheamus is slowly starting to gain momentum, but I don't know if WWE can really wait. Because if they wait, they're losing fan base, and people aren't going to watch SmackDown. So, you give Ziggler the belt, put him on SmackDown, it's going to be a huge buy rate skyrocket. But the only thing about that is, and the trouble with booking Ziggler as the World Heavyweight Champion is that they made him look so horrible now. And it's like, this is ridiculous. I don't know why they do that. And the fact that they booked Daniel Bryan the same way. And then he's unstoppable. Like, nobody can hardly beat him now. It's like, this makes no sense at all. The booking is outrageous. It's almost like, if they would say, oh, I wasn't inspired before, and now I'm inspired, something. Maybe that'll happen with Ziggler. I don't know. But, it happened with Daniel Bryan, and it's like, if he would have said, well, AJ inspired me, to become the world champion, and she, helped me fight my demons so that I could become a better wrestler, if he would have come out and said something like that, it would have made more sense, and it would have went with a storyline, It's like, I wish they would actually go back and then just explain that, like they could do it now, and it would make more sense. It would make sense of everything that happened before, why he became, as good as a wrestler he had, even now, the hatred for AJ, would make him, become a better wrestler, but, now it doesn't make any sense, but, she made him get his, they could say his spirit back or something for, pro wrestling or something, because, he had been a great talent in the past, in other organizations he could talk about. But yeah. But the Ziggler thing is like, if they booked him in a way, they do it like they did Daniel Bryan, and he gets rid of Vicky and he starts winning matches. Like, that's what I think he needs to do. Like, I think he needs to, 1 week Vicky is not there, like on Raw or something like that, and he beats like John Cena or something clean in a normal match. Nobody interferes, and he happens to win somehow against John Cena or CM Punk or something like that when they're not the world champion. That has to be said. So he beats them, and Vicky's not there. And then the next week when Vicky comes back, he's like, "Well, I don't think I need you anymore." And that could be a way to drop it. He could stay a heel or he could turn face. Whatever they want to do. It would work either way. Because he could say, basically, I don't need you. I beat John Cena last week, or I beat CM Punk last week. That's something I see that could happen. So have Ziggler win the championship, and not a champion, either be in the match for the world championship, or cash it in after the match. What would be even more cooler is that he's actually in the match, and they put him in the match. But after the match, he cashes in his briefcase and has a second match with Sheamus, which would be kind of cool. But I don't think they would do that because they're like we're gonna make you use your briefcase, But I wouldn't have Miz drop the belt. I think the Miz should have to be a champion for a while keep him as the IC belt, like, for the longest time, you know. I mean, the Royal Rumble is kind of a touchy subject because, I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, that's a launching stone for anybody. And so, I mean, you know, I'll talk about that here in a moment. You know, maybe even a separate video. I might even make a separate video here in a moment talking about, you know, who should win the Royal Rumble this year. Looking at, you know, everything right now, who should win the Rumble, because that's really like the, you know, the first pay-per-view of the year, and that's really where, you know, everything starts with, you know, that pay-per-view. But, you know, after Night of Champions, you know, Big Show and Ziggler would be the world champion, or the champions, respectively. And I don't think it would be a bad thing. But at Hell in a Cell, you know, we would probably see, you know, like a match, you know, on Raw between, you know, Punk and Cena, and maybe be like a number one contenders match, you know, maybe do an Iron Man match kind of thing, you know, draw ratings, and, you know, have, you know, whoever wins face Big Show, Hell in a Cell, and, you know, beat Big Show for the WWE title, and then that would lead into Survivor Series, which would have a huge match, you know, and possibly have, you know, just a one-on-one match between, you know, Punk and Cena, you know, for the title, and you know, it all would be pretty memorable, you know. I mean, I kind of think that, and I'm saying this because it looks like they're avoiding it, and because I think at Mania this year, it's going to be Punk and Cena for, you know, at WrestleMania. So that only leads me to believe that somebody on SmackDown is going to win the Royal Rumble this year. I will definitely have to make a Royal Rumble video after this, because definitely looks like painting it out to be that way. Now, Ziggler is concerned, I would have him hold the world title for a long time. You know, have him hold the belt, like he needs to get the belt soon, though. This is the thing. Like, the only thing that I can see them doing, if they were going to make a big deal about this, is to have Ziggler win at WrestleMania 29. And that would be tremendous. I mean, if you thought about a moment that could be bigger than anything else, is if Ziggler cashes in his belt at WrestleMania after Orton goes through let's say Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble this year, and, you know, he goes and takes on, you know, Sheamus at WrestleMania. You know, Orton wins the belt, but after the match, Sheamus bro kicks Randy Orton. He gets ticked off, and he does a heel turn at WrestleMania. You know, here comes Ziggler, cashes in his briefcase, you know, beats Randy Orton for the world title, and, like, what a moment that would be, you know, like, at WrestleMania, you know, like, him holding on to that briefcase for, like, longer than, like, 6 months, which would be outrageous. I mean, you know, I think the last person that did that was, like, RVD. He held onto the briefcase for, like, ever, and, like, I don't think no one understood what he was doing. But I think all in well that Vince McMahon knew that he was going to buy ECW and all the, you know, properties of it, intellectual properties, whatever, at the time. And I almost guarantee he's like, you're going to get a shot against Cena. Hold on to that briefcase. And it's like, that match is going to be big. And it was big. But I think that he kind of knew about that. That's why he already held on to that thing. So I'm thinking, like, if they have a laid out plan for Dolph Ziggler, he's going to hold on to that briefcase for a long time. Let's hope they don't say, well, Cena lost his thing this year. Let's just make Ziggler lose his this year. It's like, be stupid. So I guess so. They better give Ziggler the briefcase again. Yeah, but anyway. And I think they should get rid of Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Just put it back at WrestleMania. Because, I mean, that was a moment at WrestleMania. Like, that's like it ended up being a tradition at WrestleMania. Now it's gone. It's like, why the hell would you do that? It's like, you make a tradition. It's like the Royal Rumble. They got rid of the Royal Rumble. Seriously. Stupid. That's how stupid I think it sounds. That they got rid of the Money in the Bank thing at WrestleMania. But anyway. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would have Ziggler keep the belt, Big Show drop the belt to either Cena and Punk at Hell in a Cell, and then I would lead to a big match at SummerSlam, or just, you know, one of them would get the belt and defended it, you know, at SummerSlam against Big Show or something, you know, in some kind of stipulated match, like a last man standing match, you know, with Cena or something. Which I can see Cena getting the belt back before WrestleMania. He'll get the belt back probably. I see Cena going into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. Um, like, I don't think The Rock will win. This is just what I'm thinking. I don't think The Rock will win the WWE title. But I'll talk about that in the Royal Rumble video that I'm getting ready to make. Thank you. This has been my thing, how I would book it. Tag Team Champions, nothing really fancy. I'm not going to really try and predict the women's division because if Karma came back and they gave her, the women's strap, that'd be awesome. That's what I would predict. That's what I would do. Have her come back and say, hey, come back. We'll give you the women's championship, Tag team titles, I think Primetime Players should keep it for a while. Possibly give Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins the tag team title, to try and elevate them because I think they got good personalities. And, I think they'd be great, if you, elevated them as tag team champions. And possibly get another face team like Justin Gabriel and Alex Riley. There you go. It'd be an awesome tag team, I think. Give them a cool name and away they go. You can give them the straps, and have them and Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex be a tag match of Mania this coming year at WrestleMania 29. Be kind of cool. Have a big old fatal four-way with Epico, Primo, and Primetime Players WrestleMania. Be cool. We'd like to see it. Or the return of Dudley Boys. Yeah. Okay. All right. This has been my booking to SummerSlam video or Survivor Series. Yeah. So, anyway, Brad Tragic, keep rocking.